welcome back to the channel. So today we got a fun video for all of you. So right here behind me, we've got our Dodge Charger Pursuit build. So this is a 2020 Dodge Charger Pursuit. It's got the 5.7 HEMI all-wheel drive. It's Hellcat supercharged, and we've gone through and basically redone the entire thing on the outside and the inside. So we've been working on this thing for a few months now. We just got it finished up, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking it down, going over all the parts and how much money we spent to get this Dodge Charger to where it's at today. So this is our current giveaway build. One of you out here will have the keys to this thing in the matter of a few days. We are in the final week to enter into the giveaway. You can get entered into our giveaway and have a shot at taking this thing home. And so the giveaway is super simple. So the way you get entered is you go head on over to our website, atlanticbeachcustoms.com, and just buy some merch. So every $5 you spend will earn you one entry into the giveaway. So a bunch of new different t-shirts. We just restocked on a lot of different workout shirts. So these have been highly requested from all of you. So once again, every $5 you spend on our website earns you one entry. So go pick up some of our AB Customs merch, help support the channel, and in turn, you will get entered to win this car. All right, so let's start with the most obvious cost, which is the car itself. So we got this thing from an online auction. The winning bid that we won it for was $7,800, but you got shipping, you've got auction lot fees, you've got taxes, registration, all of that. So we won the car for $7,800, but to actually get the car delivered to us, pay all the taxes and everything, the total cost for the car came out to $10,768. So almost $11,000 for the car itself, which I would say is a huge bargain. You know, it's practically identical to an RT. It's even got all-wheel drive, which you can't get in a normal RT. So $10,000 for a clean title Dodge Charger HEMI, I'd say is a pretty good deal. So let me know down below what you all think of that right off the bat. $10,700 for the car itself. And what's cool about these police cars is most of these departments service them extremely well. So that's what's cool is, you know, yes, it is a cop car. These things are driven pretty hard, but for the most part, they are maintained. So next up, let's start with the headlights. So we got these aftermarket headlights. They do have the custom RGB running lights. So you can always run the regular whites if you want, which is super clean, but then you can go through and with an app, change it to pretty much any color. So ton of fun, absolutely love these. I spent $440 on the set for both of these headlights. All right, and then next up, exterior wise, we got the full wide body kit with the hood. The full wide body kit came out to $1,513, which I'd say is a pretty good price. This thing practically looked like a V6 Charger when we got it, and so for $1,500, being able to replace all of those things and make it look like a wide body Hellcat, I'd say it's not too bad. All right, and then next up with the exterior, we got some wide body wheels. So the wide body wheels themselves were $1,073 for all four of them. And then we did get some tires, obviously. The tires came out to $634. And then, you know, we did a bunch of small other exterior mods, like this carbon diffuser right here. So that was $139. And then we also got a carbon spoiler, which was $92. We even got some carbon door handle covers. Those were $22. We got the carbon mirror caps, which were $34. And then a carbon front lip, which was $82. All right, and then we have a few other things on the outside, like these smoked side markers. So we swapped these out with some smoked ones. They do have the white running lights, which I love. So those side markers for all four were $32. All right, and then a few other little exterior things we did. We got the windows tinted. So we got all of the side windows with the rear tinted in 20%. The cost for all of that was $350. Speaking of tint, we also did a full gloss black taillight tint on this thing. The tint for that was $67. And then something else we did right here, we swapped out the license plate light with an LED one. That was $14. And then really the last thing exterior wise that we did was the wrap. So we did a satin blue aluminum wrap for this with some gloss black racing stripes. So the vinyl for the blue was $520, and then the gloss black vinyl for the stripes was $220. So that pretty much wraps up the entire exterior. Vinyl wrap, wide body kit, wheels, all of the little carbon add-ons, you know, some LED lights, and we did get these Dodge Pursuit emblems. These were a sponsor, so shout out to Kenny from Dodge Pursuit for those. Absolutely love how those look. But yeah, that wraps up the entire exterior for this. So now let's go take a look at the inside.
Okay, so some other things that we've got is the carbon fiber LED steering wheel for $388. We have the SRT airbag cover coming in at $57. Steering wheel LED power box was $191.
spots down there. So the power box is what actually controls this illumination up here. So since the car's off, clearly there's nothing to show, but here's a little clip of what the steering wheel looks like when you're driving. And then one of my favorite interior mods that we did was we swapped out all of the seats for these super nice black Scat Pack ones. So these are not the cloth ones. These ones are the Alcantara with the leather on the side. So we got a full set, driver and passenger, with the rear seats as well. So I spent $800 on all of those seats. And then we also swapped in a center console. This thing did not have one, so we added that, and I paid $360 for the center console. And then a few other things for the interior. We got some diamond stitch floor mats. So I paid $82 for those. I love how those look because it totally hides the vinyl mats in there. And then I got some ambient lighting. It might be a little bit hard to see right now, but I paid $24 for the set of ambient lighting. And then the last thing for the interior is the Starlight headliner. So the kit cost $43 for that. Those few additions, I think, really transformed the interior between the seats, the headliner, the steering wheel, adding the center console. It completely changes the car. And now if you want to come over to the engine bay, we'll go over this. So we've got quite a lot right here, starting with the Hellcat supercharger. So we got this as a kit. So it came with the Hellcat supercharger, the valve covers, the adapter plates. And so I paid $4,000 for all of that stuff. And then you need a lot of other parts to actually Hellcat supercharge this thing. So first up, supercharger coolant pump, $200. Supercharger coolant tank, $175. You have to get a heat exchanger for the supercharger. That was $350. Some high performance spark plugs, $141. I got a set of RIP coil packs, which were $490. Then we got a 180-degree thermostat, $25. Supercharger belt, $77. Fuel pump connect, $50. Fuel pump, $188. Fuel supply kit, $169. A pen kit for the crankshaft, $89, and then the tune. We spent $2,700 on the tune for this. And so that honestly pretty much wraps up the entire build. I have a few other small things that I'm sure I'm forgetting, but my list of the total cost comes out to about $27,667. So a little bit over $27,000 all in for the price of the car and every single part that we just listed. So let me know what all of you think. Is that more than you were expecting? Is it less? Do you think that's a good price? Because, you know, at the end of the day, it is a Dodge Charger Pursuit, but for $27,000, you got the Hellcat Supercharger Wine. It's making 450 horsepower to the wheels, which is pretty good for an all-wheel drive car. So $27,000 is how much money it took to get this car to where it's at right now. So $27,000 is how much money we put into building this thing. And the cool thing is, for all of you who are entered into the giveaway, you know, one of you out there could win this thing for a couple dollars. So I think that is pretty awesome. What do you think of that total cost?
Yeah, I think for $27,000, like to me, it feels like you have a $100,000 car sitting out here, and it feels like that when you sit in it, when you hear it and drive it. Like it literally feels like a $100,000 car. So it blows me away that for $27,000 you can do this. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into it,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
but it was a fun process and definitely something to look at.
It really was, because you can't really find a good Scat Pack for that price. This thing makes more power than a Scat Pack. It's got all-wheel drive. And it's got this full custom wide body look. You know, that is a lot of money, but like Jared said, for what it is, I think it really is a good deal. So that is pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you liked seeing how much money we put into this, as well as going over all the parts that we used in this build. So let me know down in the comments what you think of that price. Let me know if you think it was worth it, or if you think we spent way too much money on this thing. But yeah, I love it. It's been such a fun build. We've had so much fun building this thing, and now we're excited to send it home to one of you. So once again, make sure you go get entered into that giveaway before it is too late. Deadline to enter is August 1st. We are in the final moments to enter to win this car. And yeah, one of you out there watching this video right now could have this thing sitting in your driveway within a matter of days. So go try your luck while you still can. But thank you all again so much for watching, and we'll catch y'all later.